What if a chance encounter in a cafe could change someone's life forever? Imagine a runaway boy, distrustful of priests, meeting a saint who would become like a father to him. This is a remarkable story of how divine providence brought together St. Don Bosco and a young boy named John Paul Cotella. The Miracles and Prophecies of St. Don Bosco, a project of America Needs Fatima. I'm your host, Adrian Fonseca. Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today, we'll explore an extraordinary meeting that took place on a crisp fall morning in 1860 near the shrine of Our Lady of Consolation. This story beautifully illustrates how God works through seemingly random encounters to transform lives. As we delve into this touching narrative, keep in mind these key themes: the power of genuine kindness and breaking down prejudices, how divine providence works through ordinary moments, the lasting impact of spiritual fatherhood. A question to ponder during our story: have you ever experienced a chance encounter that changed the course of your life? And before we begin, stay tuned until the end to learn how you can join our community and help spread Don Bosco's legacy of transforming young lives. The link is in the description box down below, but now onto this remarkable story. As usual, examinations and awards close the school year at the end of July. At this time, every year, many pupils were expected to return home after summer vacation, while others left this peaceful haven to enter a seminary, pursue a trade, or take a job. In 1863, one lad in particular seemed to feel more indebted than the others, because Don Bosco had been like a father to him over the past 3 years. This boy is typical of hundreds who, rescued by a Don Bosco's charity, responded to the education that he gave them, living and dying as good Christians. It all began on a crisp, sunny fall morning in 1860. Don Bosco dropped into a cafe. This charming little gathering spot was known as La Consolata Café because it was near the famed Our Lady of Consolation shrine. Personally, I'm convinced Our Lady of Consolation had arranged this meeting herself. As usual, Don Bosco sat in a back room to read his mail peacefully. A 13-year-old lad, John Paul Cotella, courteously and graciously waited on the customers as he had done every morning for the past 3 months. That summer, he had run away from home because of his parents' relentless severity. Now, I will let the boy tell the tale himself in the words he spoke to Father Francis Cerotti. One evening, my boss told me, "Take a cup of coffee to the priest in the back room." "Me? Take coffee to a priest?" I asked, taken aback. In those days, clergymen were disliked as much as now, if not even more. I had read and heard so many bad things about priests that I had formed a terrible opinion of them. Anyway, I entered the back room and asked rudely, "What do you want?" "A cup of coffee, son," he gently replied, looking directly at me. "But on one condition." "What?" "That you bring it yourself." His words and his gentle look won me over. I thought, this priest is not like the others. After I brought him coffee, a mysterious force held me there. In a friendly tone, he began to ask me about my birthplace, age, job, and above all, why I had run away from home. "Would you like to come with me?" he then added. "Where to?" "To the oratory. This is no place for you." "And what will I do there?" "You can go back to study if you care to." "Will I like it there?" "Of course you will. You'll play, be happy, and have a good time." "All right. I'll come." "When?" "Today or tomorrow." "Come before tonight," Don Bosco replied. My boss wanted me to stay a few more days, but I left and went to the oratory that evening. The next day, Don Bosco wrote to my parents and told them not to worry about me, but to call him to discuss board and tuition fees. My mother came and explained family conditions. "All right then," he said. "You can pay 12 lire monthly, and I will put in the rest." At these words, I admired his wonderful charity and prudence. My family was not wealthy, but sufficiently well off. It would have been wrong for him to accept me without paying any tuition, because this would have hurt boys needier than myself. And so it was that young John Paul joined the oratory. He was a very lively young man who was open, sincere, good-hearted, exemplary in conduct, and quite proficient in his studies. 2 years passed happily and without incident. Then, at the start of the school year in 1862, his parents stopped making payments to the oratory for their son's education. John Paul was now an upperclassman and terrified that he would have to leave the oratory without graduating. Right away, he told Don Bosco his fears. "What difference does it make if your family no longer pays?" the priest replied, smiling. "Am I not here? Be assured that Don Bosco will not let you down." With that, his fears fell away. The boy stayed on at the oratory, and Don Bosco saw to it that he never lacked for anything. After graduating, young Cotella found a good job thanks to the solid formation that he had received over the last 3 years. And then he did something truly marvelous. As soon as he received his wages, he set aside as small sums at his own sacrifice to repay Don Bosco. He did this weekly until he made up for every liar his parents failed to pay. John Paul Cotella was a practicing Catholic who zealously promoted Don Bosco's magazine, Lettura Cattolica. He was also among the first members of the Alumni Association. When he died in 1908, his former teachers, Father Francis Cerotti and Father Michael Rua, were at his bedside at his request. And as we reflect on this beautiful story of transformation through Don Bosco's fatherly care, imagine being part of a continuing legacy of changing lives. What if you could help spread his message of hope and guidance to others who need it today? Step into St. John Bosco's world. Our monthly promoters don't just learn about Don Bosco, they live his legacy. Picture your home, adorned with inspiring images, your mind enriched by his writings, and your spirit uplifted by our communal prayers. From daily rosaries to exclusive books, you'll have everything to walk in Don Bosco's footsteps. Imagine starting your day with his wisdom, facing challenges with his courage, and ending your nights in our shared prayers. Ready for a total Don Bosco experience? Become a monthly promoter now, and let's bring his miracles and prophecies to life in your world. The link is in the description box down below right now. The story of John Paul Cotella reminds us that divine providence often works through seemingly ordinary moments to accomplish extraordinary things. From a simple encounter in a cafe, emerged a relationship that would transform not just one life, but serve as an example for generations to come. This story teaches us several profound lessons. First, that genuine kindness and gentleness can break through even the strongest prejudices. Second, that true charity involves both generosity and wisdom, as Don Bosco demonstrated in his handling of the tuition. And finally, that gratitude, when genuine, moves us to action, as shown by John Paul's determination to repay every liar. Perhaps most strikingly of all are Don Bosco's words to the worried young man. "Am I not here? Be assured that Don Bosco will not let you down." These beautiful words echo Our Lady's own maternal care when she appeared to Juan Diego in 1531. Finding him distressed about his dying uncle, she asked, "Am I not here, who am your mother? Are you not under my shadow and protection? Let nothing else worry you or disturb you." In times of uncertainty and fear, these words still resonate with us today. They remind us that we are never alone in our struggles, and that both Our Lady and the saints stand ready to offer their protection and consolation to any who turn to them. But what aspect of the story touched you the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. That's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining me. St. John Bosco, pray for us. May God bless you, and Mary Immaculate keep you under her mantle. God love you.